We've got an imposter. A fake BJ Palmer possibly in chat. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. Happy start of the new week. And I'm echoing. There we go. Echo stopped. Echo stopped. All right. Welcome. Good evening. And get ready to talk some fish. Get your questions ready. Get your comments ready. Concerns. All of the above. Kevin, what's up? Cooley. 2 Cooley for Schoolie. Barbara, K. Stu, Eric, Wyrock, Susan. Hello, everyone. I cannot say hello to everyone individually. Mr. Gates, welcome, buddy. Okay, I'm going to try Dennis, Jerome, Medcow, BJ Palmer, Xanadudu, Kim, Richard, Jeffrey. I cannot scroll back any farther. Jay Oliver's, Guppies, and Aquatics. We got to wait for people to come in here anyways. So if you're rewatching this and you don't like when I say hello to everyone, skip ahead. Just double tap on the right. Skip ahead 10 seconds. 40 seconds. That would have been 40 seconds. Skip ahead. Woot ads. All right. Making me some money. Thanks for watching those ads. Joel with the $2 super chat. Speaking of making me some money, thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. And also, I better not slouch for this. This is official. An official statement. I do want to say thank you to everyone who's been using this affiliate link that's pinned in the comments right now for Dan's Fish. It just means a lot to me when you use my affiliate link, so I want to thank everyone. It's been doing pretty decently, I feel, for not promoting it very much, so I'm super excited to see the results that I am seeing, and I'm pretty sure Dan is too. We talk all the time. I'm finally getting my rice fish shipped in from Dan next week, and no, he is not sponsoring this live stream. He's just an affiliate, so... wow, Bob, that Photoshop is beautiful. Only because I'm in it, right? Lily says, yes, I've been waiting for forever. Missed the last 2 streams due to early shifts at work. Hope that's an acceptable excuse. Finally, night shift so I can be here. Any excuse is acceptable. Acceptable. It's not working. I'm trying the tapping. Oh, well, it only works on your phone, and maybe it's just an Android thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's because we're live. What's my favorite type of betta fish? Probably a crown tail. I've always loved crown tails. Always have, and probably always will. Xanadudu says, I may have missed it, but what's up with the UFO behind you? Yes, the UFO behind me, this is a sketch by Bob Lazar, autographed by Bob Lazar, and I love that I get questions about it every week because... it is one of my very few prized possessions. It is personalized. It says to Bob Steenfott, best wishes, Bob Lazar. If you don't know who Bob Lazar is, he's the one who blew the lid in the late 70s on Area 51. So, anyways, just I nerd out about space and sci-fi stuff. So, I like it. It's my old account. Me and my kids messed with stuff. We'll finish after your stream. Some of my subscriptions are messed up too. Now trying to fix. Yeah, I'm a fat old lady. What? I don't know what that has to do with anything. But I'm a fat old streamer, so whatever. Fish Tank Barm member for 34 months. Tip jar. I don't know what that. What is this? I don't know what that is. Fish Tank Barn. It just says tip jar. Okay, 34 months you've been a member. I'm confused. His podcast with Joe Rogan was very cool. Yes, I did listen to one of the few Rogan podcasts I've listened to. Mr. Gates member for 12 months. I don't know why is it telling me this now? I don't know what this is. Very interesting. Anyways, moving right along. So huge thank you to Dan's Fish. Brian P, very excited about Dan's Fish, and so am I. Building a new warehouse. I'm gonna get to go out and take a look at it when it's done. I'm super excited. Adding to the weirdness. This is new. I don't know what that means. It's a thing, YouTube thing rolled out, but what is it? Just members chat is green? I'm so confused. It's like a free super chat. It's a dollar amount. I have no idea what this is. Clearly, I'm terrible at my job, or I would be up to date on all this stuff. I don't know what any of this means, but all right, I'll take it. Where can I find aquariums with black silicone? They seem to be rare at my local pet shops here on the peninsula. So for me, it's member super chat without money. Okay. So just a way to basically get your text seen, I guess? I don't know. I'm not sure. You can do one of those super member chat type things when you are a member, but you can do one per stream. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, the only way I was able to get black silicone aquarium was to have my local fish store order them in. I missed the green screen. I'm sure I'll work it in every once in a while. It's just I don't even know where it is right now. So yeah, Aquarium makes a lot of their aquariums with black silicone, but you have to have someone special order them for you, and that's what I had to do. Where do you guys find the free super chat? I don't think it's a super chat. I think it's just a way to make their comment stand out. Working towards the year mark, yep, and we have someone almost at the 2-year mark. When the members renew, it shows you and us their length of membership time. I have no idea what's going on. I had to fix my horse watering trough today. A few cool mosses and plants in it. Can I chance taking some to my aquarium? It is spring fed. So here's the thing about taking mosses out of the wild and putting them into your aquarium is that they will most certainly die. Even if they're submersed mosses, mosses love really cold temperature. So when you take them from their cold environment and put them in, even if you like slowly acclimate them, at least for me, I've never had good luck taking them out of like a stream or a lake here, because here the water is like 50 degrees. As soon as I put them in the aquarium, they just slowly die off. Fish Tank Barn with the $3 super chat. Fist bump. Thank you, sir. And here's a real super chat for you from Ginger Grumble. $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would you rather... Jeremy says, would I rather... Wait, what? I don't know where I'm getting rather from. Would a filter sock hanging into K1 media chamber cause issues trying to retrofit a sump? I don't think so. Not at all. I'm assuming you would have your outtake going into the filter sock for mechanical filtration, and all your K1 would be for biological filtration. Just a lot of the K1 media, you might want to put like some air stones or something down there to kind of keep the K1 media moving. It doesn't really need to move, but the more oxygen the better, so maybe put some air stones down there. I thought I saw... isn't black silicone for saltwater setups? I don't know that it's specifically for saltwater. I personally prefer the black silicone look over the clear silicone, which is why I special ordered me one. But you don't really get that choice in the $1 per gallon sale, which is why most of my other tanks, if not all of them, have clear silicone. It's keep the meds from dying the silicone. There you go. It is to keep the meds from dying the silicone. I had no idea there was a specific reason other than I think it looks better. Like, Minister Brandon, hello, says, Bob, I hope you're doing well. Famous Curly says, save munchies for him. Famous Curly, I have no idea what that means, but thank you. Under Super Chat, there's a new option for free membership milestone chat. Not sure I like it, but yeah, I don't know either. Well, such a deep subject. Hey, I found it. It's been awesome 26 months. Anyone know where Zen is? Already looking for Zen Ginger. She was here Saturday night. McLaren, to me, no need to be sorry. Yeah, being being a spring-fed trough, it's probably colder than my native tanks. You could try it in your native tanks, but the other thing to remember is a lot of mosses are not actually from the wild. At least in my area, I can only really speak of my area. A lot of times when I see mosses underwater, it's usually like they've been underwater for like a day or two. Like it just rained, snow runoff, melt off, or something. Because it's very rare to find like real aquatic mosses in my area. So like I said, I take them out and they're not supposed to be submerged, but they're submerged when I find them. So I keep them submerged, and that they still die, obviously. Have you ever owned a 50 lowboy? Yes, I have many videos of it on my channel. Do you like them? Have you ever ordered a glass tank online? The 50-gallon lowboy is fun for a while. Let's see. What did I had it as a shell dweller tank. I had it as a pleco tank. And I think I had it as a shrimp tank at one point. And then I had it as kind of an open top terrarium with turtles, mini musk turtles. And it's fun. I think I had 3 of them at one point. And I just think they're too shallow. There's like an 80-gallon version, which is, you know, still 4 feet by 2 feet. But I want to say it's like 12 or 14 or I don't know how tall it is, but it's way taller than the 10 inches that the lowboy is. So yeah, I much prefer like the 80-gallon lowboy over the 50, just for the extra height, especially if you plan it, because that's the thing. If you got like, you only got 10 inches, if you need a couple inches of substrate, then you have 8 inches, then you have rocks and wood. It's really cool for like a paludarium, terrarium, vivarium type setup. But as an aquarium, I don't know, I always got bored of it eventually, like way faster than any of my other aquariums. It'd be nice if you could buy tanks with black silicone on the rear and clear up front. I don't know, I still like the black up front personally. Bob, if you'd set up a 300-liter aquarium for nanofish with tons of live plants, etc., what would be the 3 must-have species? Well, definitely shrimp. Any shrimp, but definitely shrimp. Probably like a Neo, any type of cherry shrimp. Another must-have would probably be clown killifish and neon green rasboras. Those are kind of my favorite nano type fish. Well, they are nano fish, but those would, I don't know that they're my must-haves, but they get a lot of attention when people see it. The neon green rasboras, obviously they're like super neon green. They look awesome. And clown killifish are just so dang colorful and cool looking. And everyone always goes crazy over shrimp. They're like, oh, is that a shrimp? So it's fun. It's fun. I like those ones. Famous Curly is my Muppet for the kids ministry, Bob. Have a great night. Talk soon. Oh, all right, bud. Bob, my super red plecos have bred. I'm super excited about it. How many days does it take for the eggs to hatch? Temperature 78. Usually around 3 weeks. You know? Oh, wait. Bristlenose plecos. Oh, man. Is it 3 weeks? Oh my gosh. I bred like 10,000 bristlenose plecos and now I'm drawing a blank. Bristlenose plecos egg. I want to say it's like 7 days, but now I'm like second guessing myself. What do we got here? I'm sure someone already said that. Yeah, 7 days. I don't know what I was thinking. 21 days. 7 days. 7 days. I would say probably 5 to 10 days until they are wigglers. Thanks, Bob. I'll look at the 80 lowboy. It would be for our snapping turtle. Oh, if it's for a snapping turtle, I wouldn't go with a 50 just because it's gonna grow out of it super fast. Have I kept pencilfish? Yes, lots of, well, not lots, but a few different species. My LFS just got some in. I was thinking about using them as a dither fish for my black rams. Would 82 be too warm for them? No, they should be all right. All the common species in the hobby should do okay at 82. And think of them just like a tetra. Their care is almost identical, if not identical. Oh snap! I'm so scared. I'm at school and I don't know how long my fish can go without a light. With Cobrensis fried, you think she'll be okay for a day or? Fish, as long as there's ambient lighting, and even if there's not ambient lighting, I'm sure they would just be fine. I would not be worried about. The things I would be worried about is going without any type of filtration, going without a heater. Lighting is like the last thing I would be concerned about. I think it'll be just fine. Tesla Killdozer with the $11.03 super chat says, Bob, enjoying the stream. Well, I appreciate it. Lisa C. Hello, Lisa. Hope everything's going well in the fish room. So yeah, a fish shell. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Kevin says, finally caught a live stream. All right, all right. What else have I missed here? Hello, dear. I'll be back tomorrow in a few minutes. AJ. Oh, you're not talking to me. All right. Yours is Honey Gourami. What else? Very cool, Carol. Oh, hey, everybody in chat. What's the best gourami? Mine is definitely honey gouramis are my favorite. Of course, I'm a little biased because I've only kept honey gouramis. I think sparkling gouramis are pretty cool too, but I've never kept them. So out of all the gouramis I've ever kept, all one of them, I have to say the honey gouramis are my favorite. I'm pretty partial to yellow fish though anyways. I'll try a handful of that moss. If it works out, I will share it. Maybe I'll try it in my tubs or koi pond first. That's what I would do. It definitely doesn't hurt to try. I've tried it so many times. I have been able to take like sphagnum moss from the wild and put it in my terrariums. Obviously, it's not going to grow underwater. But sphagnum mosses are one of the mosses that I can actually identify in the wild here. Because it stands out pretty well. It's pretty hard to... miss sphagnum moss. Lily, welcome to the Steam Dream Team. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Fish out of water. Good morning, Bob. Well, good. I want to say good evening because it's evening here. I have some high-tech planet tanks that I can't keep nitrates in. Would it be okay to put higher nitrate water from my Oscar tank in during water changes? Honestly, I would. If it was me, I would buy some sort of dry ferts, some sort of dry nitrate and add it in addition to whatever other fertilizer you're doing before I took water out of another aquarium and put it in there. I mean, if you're not concerned about any diseases or parasites like transferring over, you could certainly try it, but that wouldn't be my go-to method to get nitrates in my high-tech planet tank. Especially with dry ferts being fairly inexpensive, that would definitely be my go-to. I don't know where you are, but a lot of the dry ferts you can find on like Amazon or any of like the high-tech planted, online stores usually has dry fertilizers. Opaline 3 spots are pretty cool. I agree, Bob. I mean, it's my logo. Do aquarium plants have to have red, white, and blue light, or can they have just white light? They can. Yeah, they don't need full spectrum. Definitely don't need full spectrum. Thank you, Regina and Bob. Yep. No, thank you. Yeah, most people do RGB lighting just because it makes their fish look better. Generally, it's not really something that's needed for plants. There's some people that argue that like the reds help with plant growth, but like even if it did, it would be so nominal that it doesn't even really matter, in my opinion. But I've listened to a few talks from some pretty intelligent light manufacturer type people. I don't know if they have a name, but it's pretty interesting. And for the most part, white, just like 6,500K, 5,500K even, all the way up to like 10K. Doesn't really matter. What's up, Bob? Mr. Stream last week. Now I'm here. Unholy orders. Welcome, welcome. That's okay. I missed the stream before last week, so how about that makes it even? Hey, that's kind of gross, buddy. Does anyone breed shrimp for a food source for fish? Are they good nutrition for fish? Well, I mean, there's certain fish that will like only eat shrimp, like puffers. Well, not only, but invertebrates in general. Keegan's powder blue. Yeah. I definitely breed shrimp and feed my fish, but nothing as like I don't do it as like a staple. I just go with white lights. I like purple late at night. Yeah, I mean, there's most. I think like most of the plant nerds, like the hardcore nerds, are doing just white lights. I love my pearl gourami, but like Bob, I've only had one type of gourami. Yeah, it's makes us a little biased, but that's just, what can I say? Kyle says, Bob, I finally got my service dog. Awesome, Kyle. Glad to hear. That's awesome. Hey, Bob, been in college for a week with 2 tanks. Now I'm moving one back home because Seattle parameters are whack, and the Gourami isn't doing as well because of it. The Betta is thriving, though. Were you on, like, well water before? You must have been on well water before or something. Because even where I was at, it was the same as Seattle water. Bob, I already read that one. I fed my rainbows $50 in fire red shrimp. See, that seems very bizarre to me because I've never had rainbows like just murder an entire population of shrimp. Very weird. Matt says, hey, Bob, moving and downsizing aside, do you find yourself rehoming fish for new different species sometimes, or you tend to keep them for several years? Of course, more tanks is the answer to this. I think it's very common for us in the hobby to get fish, keep them for a little while, and then get rid of them. It's kind of like that in the reptile hobby as well. Not nearly to the same degree. I think fish keeping is definitely... why am I in top chat again? That just changed automatically. Live chat. Oh, and now my entire chat has disappeared. But anyways, I think like I definitely trade in my fish a lot. You know, I'll get some fish, and whether I get them just to breed them and then move on to try to breed something else, or I get them, keep them for a year, and then I'm like, okay, these are cool, but now I'm ready for something new. And I think it's specifically with like schooling fish. I've done it a lot with tetras, so like my Pristilla tetras, I kept those for a while. Then I got rid of those and got panda tetras, and I got rid of those and got like lemon tetras. So it's I don't think it's negative. I always find good homes for them. I don't hate it. I just don't like it at all, and it's terrible. Okay, you were on well water. Dean still breed. I don't know what Dean's breeding, to be honest with you. Come on, people, smash the like button. Thanks, Bob. Keep it up. Thank you. Yes, hit the like button. Do not forget to hit the like button. Fish keeping is a drug. It's kind of more expensive than drugs. I don't know. I just deleted everyone's chat, so if I missed your question, please retype it. I don't know why that deleted, but it did. Congrats, Kyle. We're working on getting and training 2 for my adult kids. Can't wait to get them and get started. What kind of dog did you get? If it's okay to ask questions, you can ignore this. Lisa, are you still celebrating your 50th birthday? I think that party was over the weekend. Does anyone else think mollies are big jerks? I'm right with you. And swordtails. I think swordtails are bigger jerks, but I think mollies can be jerks too. Ozzy says mollies are jerks. Not your swordtails. So I had koi swordtails that were really nice, and I had green swordtails that were just the biggest jerks in the world. Medcal, thank you so much for the books. I love them so much, says Lisa. Does anyone have info on well water that comes from limestone? Any good info? Planted and tiger barb tank. The best thing you can do for yourself is to get a test kit. Unfortunately, just the best thing you can do. Everyone's water is going to be a little bit different. Yours being limestone is probably going to be really hard water, probably higher pH, but you would definitely want to get a test kit if you want to know for sure. Because I could have limestone in my well water, but it could be significantly less or more, and so that would make the parameters different. Did Zen Ginger finally show up? Done with dinner, finally, yay. Okay, start over, please. About time, 30 minutes late. Is that like 2 weeks in a row you were late? Fish keeping keeps you off drugs because you will not have any money left over for drugs. True statement. Do those peacock gudgeons fin nip? Steven, I read on the internet that they're fin nippers. I've kept hundreds of them and have never had an issue with them being aggressive. The males can certainly be aggressive towards each other, especially if you're keeping a lot of them in a small tank. However, fin nipping other fish, I've never seen them do that. Balloon mollies are nicer. They are too derpy and slow because jeez. Balloon anything is just horrendous in my opinion. He's a German Shepherd Golden Retriever mix. I'm 99% sure he is smarter than I am. No, I was late to the member stream. Does that even count? Well, yeah, because you're in charge of the member stream, remember? My goodieads are some jerks. Look like a pack of piranhas as I'm in with my guppies. I have trout goodieads with shrimp, and they don't seem to bother the shrimp at all. West Fish Tanks finally caught the stream while at work. Are there any rainbows that do well in unheated aquariums? Getting a 40 plant growing tank that I wanted to keep cooler. It depends on what your definition of unheated / cooler is. Lots of rainbows can go down into the mid to low 70s. Some of the known cooler species are Radinocentris, turquoise rainbows, yellow rainbows, rainbows. I kept yellow rainbows down into the 50s, like low 50s with no problems. And then some of the pseudomagills can go in lower temperatures. So there's a few suggestions for you. Balloon humans are common in my state. Really common in my state. I'm probably one of them too. I had to euthanize a fish last week. It was sad, but clove oil was effective and appeared to be painless. I feel like clove oil is probably the way to go. People say freeze your fish. That is extremely painful for fish. I would not freeze your fish. Yeah, Bob, I guess it was at Lisa's birthday party, so you'll have to forgive me. Okay, you're forgiven. You are the Zen Ginger after all. I had to leave your member stream. One of the girls at my daughter's sleepover broke her arm. Not a fun night. Holy smokes. What the heck was going on there? That's crazy. Rain Boys, dibs. All right. Aquatic Jack, what's up, buddy? Rain Boys sound like something from West Side Story. That's true. It does. Hey, Lumpy Dog. I'm offended by that remark. Been missing too many of your streams. What did I just watch? Office Space. Well, Peter, it seems like you've been missing a lot of work. I wouldn't say I've been missing it. Oh, man, the first part of that movie is so funny. I have low KH, pH 6.8-ish. Would mystery snails be okay in my water? Possibly. The good thing is that it's not hard to increase your hardness if you need to with like, you could use limestone if you wanted to, but like Cuttlebone, crushed coral. There's things you can do to help your snails if your water is a little too acidic for them. How did someone's arm get broken? And are you liable for that since it was at your house? Oof. Oof. I tried clove oil on a Betta with dropsy, and it took a long time and was traumatic for me. I think it's, well, taking a long time is kind of, subjective. Maybe like 5 minutes is a long time when it really, to you, when it's not for someone else. But still, it's supposed to be like slower because they're slowly like essentially going to sleep and then dying. So while it might be traumatic for you, just know that the fish didn't really suffer at all. The bobs is my favorite part, that and the PC load letter. Bob. Yeah, pretty good. I'm debating about Fishtoberfest. Are you going to the Portland event? I don't know yet. So I was carpooling with someone and they can't go. I had a dog sitter and now I don't have a dog sitter. They ended up having to work, so I don't know. It's not looking good, but I'm still trying. Catherine Page, yo. Camantha says, definitely clove oil. I wouldn't do it with anything else. Where's the pencil sharpener? It's a stapler. Have you seen my stapler? Been a while. The studio looks great. Thank you. I still haven't really done anything to it, but it'll get there eventually. MS222. It's a veterinarian anesthetic. You can get a small amounts on eBay or Amazon. Interesting. I've used clove oil on an angelfish and it didn't freak out or anything, so I assume it was calming for it. Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, that's kind of the whole positive. The positive reason for using clove oil. Forgive me for sounding like that guy, but I have an empty 55 that I like to stock with multiple schools of small fish. Suggestions. Yes, so I do have my 125 that has a bunch of nano fish in it. I have that video on my channel. You can take a look at that if you're looking for some inspiration. But I love Rasboras. Almost any species of Rasbora is going to be a nano species. So look at like chili Rasboras, harlequin Rasboras, neon blue Rasboras, neon green Rasboras, peacock gudgeons, clown killifish, pseudomcgills, pencilfish. What else could we do? We could do some dwarf Corridora species like Pygmaeus Corridoras or Histatus or Habrosis Corridoras. You could do, let's see, what could we do for plecos? You could do a Clara pleco, like an LDA08, which is a small bristlenose pleco that gets around 3 inches. All kinds of different goby species, but if you want an easy to keep goby, like the algae eating goby, I kept, it was either orange spot or orange fin gobies. Gosh, what else? Rosy loaches are a really good nano fish. And shrimp, I guess. There, was that enough? I feel like that was enough. Green swordtails are straight X helleri or close male interest-specific aggression, just like cichlids. So the weird thing is they weren't aggressive towards each other. They were aggressive towards all my other fish. You can be my dog sitter. That seems like quite the travel time. And I would definitely not send them to you because then I wouldn't get them back. So you would have to come here. And then you might not go back because my dogs are pretty sweet. Just saying. Hey everyone, I don't want to take away from the Steenfott, but if you could open another tab and watch some of Lefty's stream, he is going now. That's probably not going to happen, and that's probably going to get you banned. Tinwinnie Danios, yes, very cool. I generally don't like putting Danios in with nanofish because they're super hyperactive. Like, just, I mean, they're just like, they're like Pictus catfish. If you ever seen Pictus catfish, I would say they're like rainbow fish, but even rainbow fish calm down every once in a while. So Danios, they're pretty strung out, hyperactive, and they can really stress out smaller nano fish. But still a really cool fish. 30-gallon indoor pond is cycled and ready to go. Black plastic, black substrate, lots of guppy grass. Need fish stocking ideas. Sounds like you need some black Moscow guppies. I think that would be perfect for you, Lumpy Dog. Is that signed Bob Lazar behind you? It certainly is. I'm never going to get tired of the comments on that thing. I love it. Regina Phalanges, thank you for the info. Happy fish keeping to you. Hey, Bob and everyone always lurking, listening, and learning. Mary Page Flynn, hello, hello, hello. I house sit professionally. I promise I'd give it and the dogs back. Do autocyclists need to be in groups? Yes, they're definitely a social fish. So they're not a schooling fish, but they are definitely a social fish. There's lots of people that only keep like 1 or 2 in an aquarium, and they will live, but they're not going to be the happiest. But yeah. 2 coolie. How about coolie loaches? How about coolie loaches for your nano tank? That'd be pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. My Pandacory lay only a few eggs, 3 to 4 eggs. Is this normal? Maybe 10 to 12 per week, and most of them don't hatch. Any advice? You probably want more. I don't know what you're feeding them, but to get like bigger spawns of Corydoras or eggs or whatever you want to call it, lots of high protein food and lots of food. You pretty much always want food in the tank so they can graze nonstop. Get them just super fat, and usually you'll get just a ton of eggs. They'll spawn for like a week straight, just nonstop. 93 likes is a bit disappointing. The Zen Ginger will not be happy. You all have been warned. Yep. Hit the like button, folks. Hit that like button. Didn't mean to be rude, everyone. Sorry if you took that last chat like that. I apologize. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stream, Fish Kid 61. Yeah, I will say the quickest way to get kicked out of a stream is to tell people to go watch someone else's stream. Streamers generally don't like that. I really don't care if people stream when I stream. But some people really get upset. Lisa, member for 16 months. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Apparently she has to go to the bathroom. T-Shot says, I know it's a tough without seeing, but I have this dark brown algae that's growing on all my plants. Any idea? Guess as which type this would be. Probably just diatom algae. I would look up diatom algae. It's very common in new tanks, but it can definitely come around in older tanks as well. So that would be my guess for brownish algae on plants. Didn't know who Bob Lazar was, so I just briefly read a little about it. Sounds like an interesting guy. He's very intelligent. He's a very intelligent guy. So I don't know. One of the reasons I like him. Hello, Lisa, and awesome on the membership. Hello, Danny K. Oh, just saying hello to everyone. Steenfott Pops, any suggestions on a nice sand for my geos? Setting up a big new tank for them. Would like some sand that doesn't cloud the water. So the only sand I buy, and I don't know where you could get it, but it's called Lapis Lustre sand. If you were local, I'll type it out for you. Lapis Lustre sand. Now, where you can find this sand. Now, every time I talk about this sand, there's always someone in the chat that says, oh, they outlawed it. You can't get it anymore. But I can still drive down to Seattle and buy like 1,000 pounds of it. And they've been saying this for years. So I don't know what the story of that is. But Lapis Lustre sand, it's for sand blasting. So you'd want to find any type of store that does like industrial supplies, especially for sand blasting. Those are the kind of stores that usually have that kind of sand. Dwarf rainbows. Oh, Xanadu. Dwarf rainbow signifers, fricata, celebes, and luminatus. 2 to 3 each in a 40 breeder, or split them up. Let's try this again. Dwarf rainbow signifers, frickatas, celebes. If you're not worried about them breeding, you can put them all in a 40 breeder just fine. The frickatas are going to be quite a bit bigger and kind of sporadic than the other pseudomagills, so I would keep an eye on them, make sure they're not fin nipping or just basically bothering anyone else. Otherwise, yeah, it should be fine. I have this too. Keep up the great work, Bob. My first membership, like a gateway drug. Fish Kid, you are definitely not banned, my friend. Definitely not. You're not even close to getting banned, so don't worry about it, buddy. Don't even sweat it. Home Depot in some parts of California has Lapis Lustre sand. Yeah, look at Home Depot. I think there's like one Home Depot in Washington State that has it. Last time I looked, it's a little bit more expensive at Home Depot than buying it from the place. Well, I guess it's going to be different anywhere, so that doesn't really matter. Lurking. Matthew Vargas is lurking. K Stu says, I use actual beach sand when I get a chance. Not sure if it's legal, but hey. I know people like back in the 70s that would drive down to like Mexico and fill up their trucks with just 5-gallon buckets of sand and drive back. I don't know why. I'm sure it had more to do with just a fun road trip than it did the sand, but I thought that was kind of weird. Steenfott's super special, hard to find, GMO-free, organically gathered sand blasting sand, $30 a pound, or 2 pounds for $50. I could sell that sand at a profit pretty easily. But then I have to go to the post office, and then I have to rebag it. So would it really be... I mean, I still make a little bit of money, but not enough to make it worth it. Tractor Supply does have black blasting sand, so that's going to be different than Lapis Lustre sand, but still a sand that people like. I will tell you what sand not to use, or you're free to use it if you want, but it's the play sand at Home Depot. That is the dirtiest stuff you will ever come across. You could wash that stuff for hours and it'll still be dirty. Somebody asked me about it, and I said, it's going to be dirty, it's not going to be worth it, don't get it. And that somebody, who shall remain nameless, Danny, went and bought it anyways, and wouldn't you know, I was right. I got a picture of her washing it, or him or her, it could be anyone, Danny, and oh, it was nasty, it was so dirty. Have you considered raising scuds to feed your fish? My scud tank has plenty of snails at... Oh, not talking to me. Scuds are awesome. Great source of food. I have a newish tank with the Black Beauty blasting sand. Coolie loaches are loving it. Coolie loaches in black sand would be amazing, no matter what kind of sand it is. Tori says, yeah, play sand is no bueno. That stuff is just... It's so funny because people will swear by it. And I swear that it's people that have never used it. I don't know. Or people that have like, oh man, this sand is so cheap because it's only like $8 for a 50-pound bag. Oh, it's so cheap. Blah, it's blah. And then they get home, they brag about it, and then they clean it, and they spend like 40 hours cleaning it, and they'll never admit it. They're like, I don't know what the problem is. It worked. It was fine for me. It was nice and clean for me. I never had an issue with it. When secretly they spent like 3 months rinsing it out, but they're too prideful to admit that they were wrong. What makes Lapis Lustre sand so good? Is it just so it's made in a kiln, so all the impurities are burned out in this like 500-degree oven. They're also, every single grain is exactly the same size, so you can get like really fine sand, or you can get a little more coarse. It comes in various sizes, and they're all going to be almost exactly the same. And because they're made in a kiln, there's no contaminants. It's not dirty. You could literally have like a bottomless tank, fully set up, super clean water. You can dump this sand in there, and it'll still be clean. It's really amazing. Now there'll be a little bit of cloudiness just from if it's sat in that bag for who knows how long, but nothing like it's just super clean. It's awesome. You don't have to, you have to do zero prep. There's no rinsing at all. Lapis Lustre makes much better sand for sandbox. It's cleaner and each grain is smooth and soft. Exactly. So it's also amazing for corridoras, right? You won't lose their barbells, or the corridoras won't lose their barbells. I thought my life was over and I was going to go live under a rock. Yep. This just reminded me that I forgot to show you my new rainbows. I always take pictures of rainbows. What color sand do you prefer, Steenfott Aquatics? Like pool filter sand, but I like pool filter sand, but I prefer sand. Well, it really depends. So I generally like darker substrate. The Lapis Lustre sand, it's multicolored, so it's like a brown, kind of tan, kind of whitish. So it is a little bit lighter than I like, but like all the other pros that I just said outweigh that it's not dark. Normally, I like dark, like black substrate. Just because it makes rainbow fish or any colorful fish, I think, look way better. I think it makes plants look better. I think white substrate really kind of, it doesn't wash out colors, but it just kind of makes colors look more neutral, or if that makes sense. They don't really stand out as much. More washed out. I don't know. The shipping will be like $55. Wait, I paid $70 for a 1 pound bag of Lapis Lustre via online retailer. Come to find out, I'm still short some sand and really can't see myself paying another $70. Whew, that's ridiculous. So you have to find someone that can get it and then ship it via a flat rate box, USPS flat rate. That's the key to doing it. Granted, it would take a lot. Well, actually, they got rid of their large flat rate box, I think, quite a while ago. So maybe it's just a medium, and that wouldn't be worth it because it would take a lot of medium flat rate boxes. Mary Page Flynn says, it's always wonderful to see another page. What if there was another page and Flynn's fish forum was in here? Then you would have another page and another Flynn. But Flynn already made his yearly appearance, so we gotta wait till next year to see Flynn again. So Bob, if you want to send me some, I'll hook you up. I need to go get some myself, but it requires me going to Seattle, and we all know that I do not like going to Seattle. So, great advice. Thanks for explaining that. I'm using Petco white sand, and I wash it for several weeks before installing it, and a year later, the water is still cloudy after weekly water changes. This is my experience with fluorite sand. Fluorite sand was incredibly dirty. I have since never bought anything fluorite ever again after, oh man, I got enough to fill a 55 gallon. I pre-rinsed it. I put it in the tank, and I must have done like 3 days, just constant full water changes, and it was still dirty. And eventually I just took it all out and threw it out in the lawn. Like, here you go, grass, have some fluorite, because I'm raging so bad. I don't even care anymore. Light sand reflects a lot more white light up on the fish, lightens the look of fish. I think that's what I was trying to say. I hope it came across that way. White sand also doesn't look too natural. Well, have you ever been to the ocean? Like tropical oceans? That's white sand, like Mexico. Anyways, white sand also doesn't look too natural. Maybe for saltwater. Oh, maybe I should keep reading your comment before I start being a jerk. A lot of fish tend to look more bland on white substrate. Yep. This is why I don't like blue backgrounds either. That does the same thing. Black backgrounds, way better than blue. Because blue, like, can you imagine like turquoise rainbows on a blue background? I can, because I've seen it and it sucks. Just saying. Blue backgrounds. You can, blue backgrounds. Don't get me started. I've had Petco white sand, and it's pretty coarse compared to play sand. Doubt that's what your water is cloudy. It's really white and turns brownish, but no doubt after a year it will have water cloudy. What? I think I butchered that whole paragraph. There are some good YouTube videos on keeping scuds. I've never purposely kept scuds. I've only done it accidentally. Like, they just appear in my tank, and then I'm like, oh, I better start feeding those guys. And yeah, now my new thing is brine shrimp. My brine shrimp pond is so awesome. I need to make a video of it. But it's freaking awesome. It's so easy. Mexico, I'm going in 3 weeks for a wedding, right? I like using Carob Sea Sahara, just expensive. I'm a big fan of a lot of Carob Sea substrates, but it is at $20 for a 20-pound bag. It really adds up, and that's like average price. Some of them are more expensive, and some of them are cheaper. Hey, don't chew on that. I do have a dark navy blue background on a tank or two, and it looked pretty good, to my surprise. The blue I'm talking about is that bright, ugly blue that used to be on the back of like every fish store tank, like in the 80s and 90s, maybe the 70s. I don't know. I didn't go to fish stores in the 70s. That light blue kills me. Just, I don't know. There's nothing positive about having a bright blue background. Bob sounded like a sponge filter drinking. It does make that glug glug glug. Glug glug glug. I get Lapis Lustre from Home Depot about 45 minutes from my house, and it's like $8.99 a bag. Well, I'm gonna look it up right now. Home Depot is the place to be. Lapis Lustre sand. Lustre accent sand crystals, 4.25 inch color binding. Not what I'm going for. What's the manufacturer? Simex sand. Simex sand. It's probably gonna give me concrete. Nothing. All right. How about I just try sand? Sand block, sand paper, sand bagger. Okay, a lot of sand baggers out there, that's for sure. 30-pound flood protection filled sandbags. I wonder what kind of sand is used in those. Flood protection sandbags. 40 bag pallet. So let's break this down. Where's the old calculator? 30 pound bags divided by, oh, that's still like 50 cents a pound. That's not bad. That's just 25 cents a pound. I wonder what kind of sand is in that. Probably the play sand. Baja play sand. This is something different. Nature's renewable sand from the ocean. Silica and quartz free play sand for indoor-outdoor use. Interesting. Ocean sand. Check this stuff out. Where is it at? Is this going to work? No, that didn't work. Dang it. Interesting. Baja play sand. Someone needs to try that, and someone that's not me. Baja play sand. It doesn't have a picture of the sand though, which is kind of disappointing. Do they have it at my store? No, they don't. Usually those sandbags are filled with much larger grain sand. Oh, that's good to know. Do you find there's a benefit to having a dark background for our fishes and their friends? I just think it makes it look better. Like backgrounds make colors stand out more. So I just think it, and being someone who has primarily rainbow fish, I really love black backgrounds. Simic Sand just got out of work. Stir fry guy, what's up, buddy? You having some stir fry for dinner? Having some din stir fry. What else? Is that crushed coral sound? How can they say it's quartz free? How could they? Yeah, that's actually a good point. How can they say, well, quartz? Okay, they could say it's quartz free. How do they say it's silica free? Interesting. It's called Baja Play Sand if you want to look it up on Home Depot. Baja Blast sounds like a great rum drink. Ugh, rum. Ugh. Sand Gang in honor of Primetime Aquatics. Joanna. Black Sand. I read something totally different. Black Sand Gang. Okay. Let's never put that on screen again. Whew, I almost said something really bad. Flynn is here. When the border opens, I will bring the Chef Boyardee that you requested. Can I get the Chef Boyardee or ravioli? Ravioli, that's what I want. Chef Boyardee ravioli in a can. I probably haven't had that in like 40 years, but I used to eat that as a kid, right out of the can cold. It was so good. My phone is at 4%, so bye. Later. What's a good micro predator for a 10-gallon? Are you actually looking for like a predator fish or like something that's going to eat maybe snails or maybe shrimp that you have in there? Micro predator. I mean, technically a betta could be a micro predator. Yesterday, I listened to a young Petsmart employee try and talk to 2 people out of putting 4 guppies in a 3.5 gallon with a betta. Whew. Yeah, that's a terrible. Oh, Joel brought him in here. That's cheating. That doesn't count. Flynn, get out of here, Flynn. That doesn't count when someone has to tell you to come in here. Jeez. Of course, I have 30 cans in my house right now. Oh, well, then bring down a pallet and we'll have a lot of fun. I didn't even know that the border was closed, to be honest. If candy turns up, I'm responsible for that too. Ha! Good luck with that one. If it's crushed coral or crushed limestone, that would be silica and quartz free. I don't know. It just says it's ocean sand. Of course, that's pretty subjective too. Wolffish. Yeah, put a wolffish in a 10-gallon. Let me know how that works out. Just making sure you can cap your soil properly, at least 2 inches so the soil doesn't leach. Plant your plants into the sand and the roots will take their way to the soil. Bettas are not a micro predator. They are a nano predator, but not. Okay. I wouldn't call them micro either. Okay, you're right, Andrew. You're right. What about some of the baddest fish? Can we call like a scarlet baddest a micro predator, or the black tiger Dario? Can we call that a micro predator? I think we could call that a micro predator. Way to treat surprise guest. Get out of here. It's cheating. It's cheating. Totally cheating. Cheating. I'm such a good host. The hostess with the mostest. Licorice Gourami, they'll eat Hydra. Make sure the soil is organic, shouldn't be a problem. Wait, what did I miss? Yesterday I listened to a young Petsmart. Oh, that was Kelly, not Kyle. I guess I just don't see Kyle's comment. Taiwanese micro gobies. Ruben Daly, what's up? What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Yes, like. Brian P, hit the like button. Borders closed till October 21st at the earliest. Interesting. Okay, so if you're in Canada, can you just take a boat to Mexico and then just come across the border with the millions of other people? Like, why is one border closed and the other one not? What's the point? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Cheating at Whatten game. Who is keeping score? Cheating in Whatten game? I don't even know what that is. I'm wanting to do. Wait. Good night. I'm wanting to try to do a dirty tank. Too true to do. That was very. That threw me off. Too true to do. So Bob, how do you feel about undergravel filters? I got one and wanted your opinion. If you hate it, I'll keep it. I don't care either way. There is nothing. I don't have anything negative to say about undergravel filters. Seems like a lot of work trying to maintain them. But hey, if you want to, more power to you. You could probably get those things for free. Just about. I remember going to our club auctions like a couple years ago. And like even at $1, no one would buy those things, and it kind of became like just trash. Like these pet stores would just donate undergravel filters because they couldn't even sell them. So instead of throwing them away, they'd be like, "Oh, here you go, Seattle Aquarium Society. I can donate these to you for a good cause." When really they're just trash. Almost slipped into a border rant, close call. Yeah, I wouldn't allow that. I'm doing one of those dirty tanks in my 29 as we type. I might be doing my 300-gallon as a dirty tank. Might. Still undecided. Lake Tanganyika, dirted planet tank, Lake Tang, dirt, Tang, dirt. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's just that Cyprichromis are just dang expensive. I noticed that at the auction yesterday. Yeah, to me it was like, I don't know. I wish, first of all, if I was in charge of an aquarium society, there's a lot of things I would change. And one of them is fish stores cannot donate your junk to me. Like, don't give me your junk. Just throw that junk away. Like, it was just... And same with the members. Like, I'm not gonna just call out fish stores here. Like, members would just bring in like boxes of junk, and they would put it in the auction, and it would just say box of stuff. It's just junk. It's just trash. Oof. Anyways, moving along. I'm going back to undergravel filters. They were wonderful. Tank was so clean and stable. That's still the question. What, 30 years later? Where's the question? What would Brian Boitano do? Just ordered some Salvinia cuculata. Have fun pronouncing that. And red root floaters. Salvinia cuculata. Cuckoo. Oh yeah, wasn't I supposed to get a cuckoo clock for the wall back here? A cuckoo clock? Cuckoo. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hey, back in the day, I only did undergravel filters. Like, I didn't know anything else. I didn't know about hang-ons. I didn't know about... Well, I did know about canisters. Because we had, like, one of those... was it Marineland? Marineland Magnum canister filters from, like, the 70s. Those things were crazy good. Best tank size still stands to be a 40 breeder. Debate it. Best tank size to me would be like a 75 or a 125, personally. I do love a 40 breeder, but I think a 75, I think both of those sizes are better. And obviously, the best tank size is going to be the largest one you can fit in your house. The largest indoor pool you can get is going to be the best tank size. Cuckoo clocks are creepy. What do you feed crabs from Petsmart? Thank you from Chicago. Well, Paul, it really depends on what type of crab. There's not like a Petsmart crab. I believe they sell a few different types of crabs. So, I mean, they have hermit crabs there. They have Thai devil crabs there. They have saltwater crabs there. So, got to narrow it down just a bit. $5 super chat from Grumble Ginger for a cuckoo clock. The good ones are pricey. That's certainly true. I went on a nature hike today and found my first ever eastern milk snake. They are so cool. Also found a black rat. Was it being eaten by the milk snake? Was that like you found them both at the same time? Is that what happened there? A 40 breeder is hard to beat, to be honest. What about a 40 Bow front. Mary Page Flynn, I've been seeing 2 inches of dirt under 1 inch of sand. I'm going to do 2 inches of sand over the dirt because I have geos and others who are going to play in it. How deep do you do your dirt, Mary Page Flynn? You do acquire a lot of junk in this hobby that you can't bring yourself to throw away. Yeah, but it's still junk. And trust me, I mean, I did that video of all the junk I had, and I never threw it away until, of course, I was forced to move. And then I was like, screw it. It's all going in the dump. I'm not even looking through the boxes. Used to have to break down undergravel filters every 6 months in the 60s. Good riddance. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, undergravel filters work great until it's time to clean underneath them. Then, you know, it could get a little dicey. Yeah, you could try to siphon it out, but, man, I just remember having to break down basically the entire tank to clean under the undergravel filter. Eventually, it will get clogged down there. Eventually. And now we're talking about crabs again. It's just like college all over again. Well, you must have went to college on the East Coast, my friend. Because, whew, lots of crabs over there, I'll tell you that. I just got 4 different apistogrammas. I've got the Episto Bug. Apistogrammas are awesome. I'm jealous. I don't have any Epistos right now. And I am definitely very jealous if you have 4 different species. Setting up a fish room art gallery style to feature 2 biomes and featuring different tank sizes. Plan is a 75-gallon, 50-gallon lowboy, and 2 20 longs. Any recommendations on other unique aquarium sizes? 33-gallon long, if you can find them. Really fun tank. 33-gallon long. Oh my gosh, Bob, that would be so amazing. Uh-oh. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like I've said a lot of stuff in the last 5 minutes, and I don't know what you're referring to. Oh, man. My next tank will have an undergravel filter, but not used in the traditional way. I want to build a plenum to house anoxic bacteria. Plenum. I want to build a plenum to house anoxic bacteria. Whew. There was a meme of FFT about that undergravel filters are for boomers. So you wouldn't recommend an Oscar in a tank with an undergravel filter with a blue background? I would recommend whatever makes you happy. Whatever specifically makes you happy, Lisa. That is all I want in this world. Yeah, I love the Panduros. The Panduros are a cool one. I'll always love the Cockatoides because you can never go wrong with like a orange flash or a triple red. The Inca 50, super cool. The Hongsloi, they're just, I mean, they're all awesome. Any true cube steak. Any true cube tank. Like the Marineland 93-gallon. If you can find that one, that's obviously a big cube tank. That would be fun. I don't know. I'm really trying to find a way to get my 33-gallon into my fish room. I don't think it's going to work out, but man, I love those. Agree on the 33 long, cool tank, or go 125, 180, 220, 800. Tazawa has an albino Oscar. Yeah, a lot of people have albino Oscars. Only an Oscar with an undergravel filter and a blue background and a 10-gallon or maybe a 20 high. I love Borellii. Opal Epistos are awesome. Trifasciatas. I mean, they're just... The easier thing would be to name all the Epistos that aren't awesome. That list, it wouldn't even be a list. There'd be no list. Make Epistos great again. You better not jump up on my desk, buddy. Or we're going to have words. Don't do it. I'm getting a 33-gallon for a Dutch-style tank. That would be cool. For my profile pick, Betta and some Ember Tetras. I really want to do saltwater in my 33 long. With like just pulsing Xenia. I want pulsing Xenia to cover all 4 feet of that aquarium. And one, I love pulsing xenia, and also it would make all the saltwater people just rage, because like all the hardcore saltwater people hate pulsing xenia. Pulsing xenia to saltwater people is like duckweed to freshwater people, especially to me. Just got a pair of Agazizii from the wet spot. Nice. They usually have quite the selection, unfortunately, but they do. I can't knock their selection. It's probably the best variety that you're going to find online, unfortunately. Yo, a 33-gallon long will give that 40 breeder a run for its money. I think in terms of aquascaping, a 40 breeder is going to be better, but 33 long with plants growing out of the top is really cool, in my opinion. Apistos are so high on my wish list. They should be high on everyone's wish list. Like, everyone needs to own Apistos at some point. Just, especially if you like big cichlids but don't have room for big cichlids, then get Apistos, because they have like just amazing personalities in a really small fish. You should set up a new Oscar tank and name them all after Bob. I agree. Bob 1, Bob 2, Bob Jr., Bob the 3rd, Bob the 8th. Tank, not bank. Have I ever kept McMasteri Apistos? I have kept what was sold to me as McMasteri, and I bred them, but were they true McMasteri? That I don't know. It was quite a while ago. Shoot, I can't type tonight, guys. Sorry, I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. The one in a big bank, I live on a big tank. I live in a dirt. Let's just try this again. On a big tank, I live in a dirt an inch. All right, I give up. I give up. I tried to read it. On a big tank, I like dirt an inch and usually 3 inches of sand to keep the dirt from leaching into the water column. I think you're saying an inch of dirt and 3 inches of sand. I think. Mary, I don't know. And one of my dogs is snoring really loud. I don't know if you can hear that. Lily says, Bob, have you ever kept knife fish? Negative. I had a huge or something ornata. I know what it is. I just don't know how to pronounce that without sounding like I'm swearing. So cool, but I prefer other kinds of species nowadays. I've never kept knife fish. They just get too big for me. Would Episogramma Agazizii super reds get along with peacock gudgeons? So as long as the tank is big enough and they can each establish their own territory, you're gonna be fine. Sorry I couldn't help it. I've missed y'all and I'm having fun. I always heard if you had crabs, you backed your rear end up to a mirror and they would... What? So anyways, moving right along. Permanent Wax is a really cool 50 or 55 gallon low and long. And it's all of 10 to 12 inch. Only mention at PTA because they show the tank a lot. I'm sure he'd be happy to tell you. Prime time. I like Jason. I like Jason a lot. I think I've only met him once. But he's a super cool dude. He's one of those dudes that are just cool in real life and not just like putting on a show for YouTube. Can you keep a dirted... Can you cap a dirted tank with gravel? Yes, that's what I did in my last one. So I had about 2 inches of dirt and about 2 inches, maybe a little less, of gravel. And I didn't have any problems. Bob, doing a big dirted tank would be amazing. So the appeal of me doing a dirted tank has nothing to do with the size. It has to do with the pocketbook, as dirt is significantly cheaper than most planted substrate. But yeah, also dirted tanks are just stupid easy to grow plants in, like ridiculously easy. Yeah, I'd be thrilled to do that, but my back is fused all the way up, so no shovels for me. Yeeks. Also, my stove is broken, so no baking that dirt either. Boy, you're just in all kinds of bad ways, aren't you? Don't think a dirty tank would work with geos and horse-faced loaches. Yeah, honestly, I don't know that you would have to have a really like deep cap for geos. I don't know. I feel like geos, like adults, they get pretty big and they move a lot of substrate. That has the potential of being a very dirty tank. With dirt, you don't have to add root tabs or anything. Generally not. Generally not. You could probably go years without I think you go like 2-3 years without adding root tabs. I think my parents might let me get a 10-gallon quarantine tank. It turns out all I have to do is keep my room immaculate and bend to their every will, and bam, you can get what you want. So if you're just looking for a quarantine tank, just get like a 5-gallon bucket. And they won't even know that there's fish in it. You know, a quarantine tank doesn't have to be an aquarium. There's no rule. You can get, you could go to like Home Depot and get one of those 12-gallon black tubs, like storage totes. I think they're 12 gallons, something like that. 7 gallons, 17 gallons, 27 gallons, all kinds of different sizes. Bunny Viper, I like the stove is broken excuse. I'm using one this week. Lisa, get in there and make my dinner. I know the stove is working. Whoopsh. It's a joke, people. Calm down. It's a joke. 33-gallon long is an awesome tank. I got a heck of a deal on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I got a really good deal on mine because it came from a reptile person and it didn't hold water. So I got it for like $20. I resealed it and it's worked perfect ever since. Rising Sun, the hydra disappeared on their own. They were super tiny. I stopped the live baby brine feeding co-op easy fry for the Kudo punctatus. Great minds think alike. I'll be setting up a 75-gallon when our daughter moves out. I've had a 33-gallon long for over a year, and it's driving me crazy. I'm actually living in a camper right now and trying to figure out where the heck I can put it. Does it have, like, bunk beds? I'm sure you've already thought of everything. Say put it on the top bunk? I don't know. My quarantine tank is a storage tub. Exactly. In my opinion, that's the best way. Unless you really want to see your fish, then maybe get an aquarium just for the sides. But I don't know. I think tubs are great temporary tanks. I think they're great quarantine tanks. Keeping a quarantine tank cycled is always a challenge. A seeded sponge filter from another tank is my go-to, but 1 part per million nitrate always sneaks in. I wish I was even in the continent of America so I could go to the co-op. The continent. Apparently there's some big shindig at the co-op this weekend, but it's only for members, I believe. With our clay, I don't know if I was supposed to say that out loud since it was only for members. But I don't know. Whatever. With our clay soil, there's probably a lot of iron for the plants. My next tanks, I'm just going to use my own soil and not buy the dirt. Nothing wrong with that at all. What are some of your favorite fish to spawn in a 10-gallon? I've done endlers before, but most recently white clouds so far. You can spawn almost any tetra in a 10-gallon tank. If that tank is specifically for spawning, you can easily do tetras. You can do Rasboras would be a really good one. Shrimp. Shrimp sell really well if you're looking at, maybe something for profit. Shrimp would be another one. But egg scatters in a 10-gallon tank, easy peasy. Rising Sun, I think the adult and semi-adult Kudo punctatus ate the few hydras. Mary Page, I'm working on a tiny house, trying to figure out where to stick my 40 breeder, or maybe moving them to a 55. Find that extra bit of floor space. Crash the co-op weekend. Well, they do have Zenzo, I think, is bouncing. He's going to be the bouncer, so I don't think you want to get bounced by Zenzo, because he's like a 19th degree black belt, and he bench presses like 1,200 pounds. So you probably don't want to be bounced by Zenzo. I spawned my guppies in a 10-gallon. Yeah. Well, he said endlers. Endlers and guppies to me are kind of the same thing. If you spawned them and you're looking, like if you spawned endlers and you're looking for something new to spawn, I feel like guppies are pretty much the same thing. That's not really new. I don't know. Just how I see it. The world in the eyes of Bob. What can I say? Steen in my spleen. All right. I wish that was an excuse. I actually really miss cooking, but no one is expecting it either. They'd be disappointed. It's just me, my mom, now the crazy dog, lady, widows. Anybody else keep a level around? House is on a slab, but still afraid of that crash. I got a level somewhere. You gotta have a level. I want Zenzo to bounce me. Whoa, hey. Let's let's keep this PG, folks. Come on now. Zenzo has elevated to Ultra Instinct, saying Cyan. It's joining the co-op. I watch YouTube on my TV with your new setup. Your head is about 2 feet across. It's the scariest live stream ever. I'll scoot back. Does this make my head smaller? Sure makes my chat smaller. Can't see. I would love to take my 33-gallon and hook it up with Lisa from KG Tropicals and doing awesome Betta sororities. Corridoras. Thank you, Kyle, for the comment. Corridoras. I like it. Soil has the highest caution exchange capacity, so it holds on to nutrients very well. Always count on Alex for the technical analysis. I appreciate it. CEC, that is a new acronym for me. Caution exchange capacity. Is it caution? So I'm too far away now. I don't know how to pronounce that. Caution? It can't be caution. There's no U. Whatever. I'm an idiot. Deal with it. Corys are great to spawn. Oh, yes. Jake's Aquatic Worlds. Good suggestion. Corys. Another one. I personally love 20 longs for corridors, but you can definitely do them all day long in a 10-gallon. Like, all of, like, the big-time breeders I know of have just, like, rows of 10 gallons, and they're just non-stop breeding of corridors. Do you know a source for CW111? If I did, Master Photographer, I would have my own by now. I have only ever seen those for sale in Europe, and they were hundreds of dollars a piece. Cation. Opposite of I almost said onion. Is it possible to add a black background to an already established tank? Yes, you can go to, like, I don't know, I have a Fred Meyer here. They sell, like, poster board. You can buy just black poster board. And you can just put it on the front of your tank, cut it to whatever size you need it, and then just slip it in the back. And, yeah, that's how I do it. If you have access to the back of your tank, then you can just, paint it. I would not with a spray can. Obviously, use a brush because you don't want any overspray. But if you don't have like full access to the back of your aquarium, then that I don't know. It's construction paper. That's what I'm going for. Black construction paper works really well because you can just normally just slide it on the back, tape it on, like just tape it to the rim. I'm good to go. Have you ever kept Brocus corridoras? Have I ever kept Brocus? Actually, I don't think I have. I'm trying to remember any tank I've had that might have had Brocus. I don't think so. If I have, it was only like, I mean, there's sometimes when I like buy an aquarium and it comes with like just random species of fish. That would have been the only way. Poster board is not too pricey. What kind of barb would you put with zebra, loaches, and gouramis? What kind of barbs? Well, I'm really digging my black ruby barbs. That's probably going to be my suggestion for any barb right now. Any barb. Finally made it. Been trying to catch a straggler gold laser without taking down the tank and having no luck for 2 hours now. Blue water gym, that's the worst. Oh man, that was definitely the worst part of moving, was catching fish out of aquariums. And I didn't even, most of my aquariums I moved with fish in them, but there was a couple, like some of the bigger ones, where I had to take the fish out, and that's just the worst. Just the worst. You know what the easiest fish in the world to catch, besides like betta fish? Banjo catfish. They just lay there. You just can reach down, pick them up. They don't splash around. They don't try to swim away. You just pick them up, move them. Pick them up, move them. I think I had like 16 of them in my 125, and every single one was just like whoop, plop, whoop, plop. Just hand picked them out. They never swam away. They never like flipped around in my hand. Pretty awesome. Debbie Holmes says, yep, construction paper. Yeah, construction paper. Construction paper. Catching fish is my least favorite part of the hobby. I don't know if it's my least favorite, but it's probably definitely like a top 5, like least favorite parts of the hobby. Dan's Fish has those little tiny gold barbs right now. Yeah, like what are they, like the dwarf gold barbs or something? I don't remember the scientific name, but I've never kept those. They do look pretty interesting though. John says black rubies look great. Hopefully some show up at my stores. Yeah, they're really awesome. I've got a really small school of them behind me in the fish room here, and I need to get more. The reason you don't see them very often is because it takes them a long time to actually color up, and wholesalers generally don't sell adult barbs. So you usually just get this silver fish, and you have to wait like at least a full year before they color up. Where does one acquire 16 Banjo catfish? So when I was selling fish, I got, I don't know how many. I got like just a whole bunch of them. I bought a whole bunch of them wholesale, and I ended up keeping them. I think I know I sold some to Danny. I think I had like 3 or 4 orders, and then I just kept all the rest. I was like, screw it. I love these things. I'm keeping them. They're really awesome. They do burrow, so you don't see them that much, but they'll come out anytime you drop food in them. As soon as they smell it, they are just wacky. They're all over the place, super sporadic, and then they just go back and burrow again, and it's really fun watching them burrow. The worst fish I've had to move is my discus. I've never kept or had to move discus, but I know I hate moving angelfish. Just that body type, the tall, flat body type. I just, ugh. I would imagine discus are probably the same way and not very fun. Anyone in the VA area going to the PVAS auction on Sunday? PVASs. Coolie loaches, however. Okay. What fish have you kept alive the longest? My oldest fish I have right now is my bala shark, and I've had it since I think 6 or 7 years now. Is it possible to have rainbows in an open top tank if I don't fill it up all the way? Would love to have plants growing out of the tank. So it is definitely possible. You're definitely going to run the risk of them jumping out. Plants definitely help keep your rainbows in when they're growing out of the water. Also, floating plants will help stop your rainbow fish from jumping out of the water. So maybe try some floating plants as well. But they're still going to jump out. It's definitely not going to be as bad as if you just had an open top tank. There's lots of people that have open top tanks and their rainbows never jump out. So it's just a gamble is all it is. It's not like you have an open top tank and you go buy 12 rainbows and in a week all 12 of them are going to be on the ground. No, it's not going to be like that. But you might go like 6 months and you'd be like, hey, one of my rainbows is gone. Oh, there it is. The cat's eating it. It's all shriveled up on the floor and the cat's batting it around with its claw. Would a tank being kept at room temperature 70 to 74 be suitable for guppies? I kept my guppies all the way down into the low 60s, and they just kept breeding, and they didn't care. Not a care in the world. So I would say yes. Need help identifying a fish, please. 2 to 3 inches. Look like a skirt tetra, basically embodying a shape, but very bright red with a black dorsal. Somehow, is it a black phantom tetra or is it a Serpe tetra? Serpe? I don't know. Look at red phantom tetras, and that's where I would start. But the colder it is, the less your guppies will breed. Yeah, I didn't have it. So if you can go and look at a playlist on my channel called Breeding Fish for Profit. I had a 55-gallon unheated aquarium with guppies, plecos, and shrimp, and all of them bred down into the low 60s, just nonstop. And I never stopped getting fry or shrimp in that tank. When you have an elderly male cat peeing in the aquarium stand, the cat has seniority. What? So, if I came over and peed in your aquarium stand, would I have seniority? I don't know. Seniority? I don't know. Bunny Viper, Google Serpe tetras and see if that's that's. I would go with red phantom or Serpe tetra would be my suggestion. Think about it. My cats would have a blast with those jumping rainbows. We'll have to think about it. And I mean, I don't know how much fish are where you are, but maybe try like the neon dwarf rainbow, just because they're less expensive and still pretty cool looking. Or if you can get like pseudomagills, they're generally not jumpers. If you could only if you could only choose 2 extreme foods to feed your fish, which would you choose? That's easy. The krill flake and the nano pellets. Those are the only 2 krill foods I use now. What else? Oh God, Bob, I don't know why you're saying that, but all right. What else we got going on here? Flame tetra. I don't think it's a flame. I think it's Serpe. I'm gonna go with everyone else and go with Serpe. Bunny Viper says, my guppies do fine with no heater. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In the wild, they're in pretty cold waters. Well, endlers are in pretty cool water in the wild. Best method of moving rainbow fish from established tank to a new, larger tank. Set up new tank, take established filter media and transfer all fish, or spread it out over time. I would do it all at once. I would get it all set up and I would just transfer your filter and fish over all at once. And then, well, assuming that you're also like using some sort of detox like Safe or Prime, something to get rid of all of the crap in your tap water. But because the seniority, peeing in the fish tank stand. Anyways, to get rid of like the chlorine and stuff like that, then yes, I would just transfer it all over at once. I don't know how, like, I don't know. Seniority for peeing in the fish tank stand. I don't know. If one of my dogs was peeing in my fish tank stand, they wouldn't get seniority. They would get kicked outside. Oh boy. It's getting weird in here. Getting a little weird. Live bears aren't tropical fish. They can go in lower temps. There are mollies in the Carolinas. Yep. I don't know. I think almost any fish can do well in room temperature. Obviously there's some that won't, like, discus and soda cichlids, obviously. But like, I have no problems keeping my rainbows at room temperature. And there's people that freak out if you keep them under 78 degrees. Oh my God, they have to be in heated aquariums. I haven't had a heater in a rainbow fish tank in years. And I heat my fish room to 75, and that's it. An hour and a half, and we're still talking fish. What in the world is going on here? Is it Friday the 13th? I don't know. That is definitely that's got to be a record. It's been over an hour and a half, and we're still talking about fish. That is crazy. Any brand of dry fertilizer you recommend? I haven't really found one to be better than the other. I usually go with whatever's cheaper at the time that I buy it. I think he has seniority because he's been around longer, not because he's peeing. That's how seniority works. Well, I don't know. It could just be an elder cat they got from the shelter last week. I don't know. I've probably been around longer than that cat. I've probably been around longer than most house cats. So if I peed in Debbie's fish tank stand, then I get seniority. Just saying. My dog is not allowed in the fish room. He marked the brute trash can that holds my RODI water. My dogs like to go after fish food. So sometimes I do forget to put the tops onto my fish food, and they just go straight for it. Very annoying. Have you ever built a relationship with one of your reptiles to where they will willingly walk into you or come out for handling? My crested gecko has started trusting me enough to do this. Yeah, skinks will do that. Skinks are really good at doing that. My iguana did that. My monitors, my tegu. My tegu was very food motivated though, so she just thought she was being fed every time. I had a Savannah monitor that would come out to me every time I opened its aquarium. Have you ever had experience with Laticara, Curviceps, or any other dwarf Acara species? So I've done the golden dwarf cichlid. I don't remember the scientific name, but that would be the only one that I've actually kept. Time to fertilize the fish room. Have you? Yes. Welcome to the second hour. The second hour is already over half done. This stream has gone by really fast. My black throat is like a puppy. He actually gets excited. You have a black throat monitor? That is insanely awesome. I hope that's what you mean. That is a gigantic lizard. And there's a guy on YouTube that has a black throat. He calls him Big Boy, and he actually comes to him when he's called, which is pretty crazy. And black throat, I've always wanted a black throat monitor, but I've never had the environment to keep a black throat monitor. If I lived in like Arizona or something like that, maybe Florida, I would have a black throat monitor for sure. I believe my female Betta is a coolie loach. Sweet. It just might be. It just might be. What? Oh, man. If you have a black throat monitor, Blue Water Gym, I am so jealous. So jealous. A white throat monitor would be another good one. Skipper's Aquarium. I still got your age gigantic lizard. Yep. Skipper's Aquarium. I feel like you'd never emailed me back. I'm gonna check this right now. Who was the last to end our communique? I shouldn't check because it was most likely me. But I thought we picked a date. I'm probably wrong. I gotta look though. I gotta look, buddy. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Let's just go back. Search mail. Old Skippy. Okay. This is gonna be my fault. I know it's gonna be my fault, but dang it! It was my fault. All right. Skipper, if you would still have me on as a guest, if you still want me on, just send me an email of when you want me to come on. My Sundays are pretty much free these days, so just send me an email. Like the 3rd. If you want me on this Sunday, I'll do this Sunday. I could have swore that I messaged you back though. But it's been a crazy few months, so I apologize. I knew that was going to be my fault. I knew it. I lost 2 containers of aquarium co-op fry food because my Italian greyhound reaches up, steals them, and chews the tops off. Must be good stuff. I've never had a dog that turned down any type of fish food. Oh man, I hate when they get an entire can of fish food. They have really bad smelling farts. Don't do it, Skipper. Only 6 more weeks until my 2-year badge. Woo woo! You and Curtis Schindler are right, like neck and neck for that 2-year badge. We can do the 3rd. That sounds good for me. All right. You're just gonna want to send me an email to remind me, like the Saturday before. I don't mean to be high maintenance, but I have the worst memory in the world, and I will 100% forget before Sunday. That's just who I am. Nothing I can do about it. Oh boy, what's your favorite crypt variety? Crypt Florida Sunset is my favorite. I caught my dog chewing the 5-kilo bag yesterday. He just busted in when I caught him. Ooh, that's a lot. My cats love extreme bottom wafers. Nice. Bob, how's the gym work going? Probably to heck because you've been moving. Yes, so I start back this week, but yeah, the last 3 weeks I have not gone to the gym a single day. What do you like to treat yourself with, Bob? Like any type of candy, snack, fruit, broccoli, dog treats, anything? I surprisingly, I do like broccoli. But what do I like to treat myself with? Treat yourself. Probably just beef jerky. Dog treats. I have tried bacon strips. Bacon, not bacon. Bacon strips, the dog food. And it surprisingly was pretty tasty. Not gonna lie. Bacon strips tasted a lot better than I thought they would. But boy, I don't really do anything to treat myself. Candy, snacks, fruit, broccoli, dog treats. I'm probably just like, to me, like when I have to spend $15 on a bag of beef jerky, like that is like spoiling myself. I haven't been able to go for 2 months now due to the lockdown. That's so stupid. Oh man. Luckily we're not that bad here, but that is like absolutely ridiculous. Like, oh, don't even get me ranting on that because I'll lose subscribers for sure. For sure. My dog also begs for algae wafers. Goobers. That's one of my favorite things to call people. Oh, yeah, goober. Being a goober. A goober. Well, aren't you special? Aren't you? I tried salmon jerky and very much disliked it. I've never had good fish jerky. Turkey jerky is like the most bland thing ever. Turkey jerky, terrible, terrible jerky. Olive Garden's tiramisu. No, if I'm treating myself at anything from Olive Garden, it's those gosh darn breadsticks, and I'm gonna eat like 50 of them, and then I'm gonna go into a food coma, and I'm gonna get all fat and bloated. It's gonna go straight to my hips. Ugh, but they're so good. Best tank mates for a red-eyed, red-tailed puffer trio. Wanting to try some breeding, possibly, but looking for things to clean up after the puffers in a 29-gallon tank. Honestly, if you're trying to breed, I wouldn't put anything with them. That being said, I've also never kept this puffer, so I don't know if any type of ditherfish would prevent them, maybe stress them out. If you're going for breeding, though, I would probably just keep them by themselves. Very much disliked it. I've never tried beef jerky. It's not a thing in Sweden. I might have to try it. What? I am officially never going to Sweden then. You don't have beef jerky in Sweden? Is this like, I wonder if that's like a European thing? Or is it just not over there anywhere? That just seems crazy to me. That just blows my mind. I can't even fathom going somewhere and they just don't have beef jerky. That's so weird. Guardian has the best vegetarian beef jerky. If that isn't an oxymoron of all oxymorons, there's no such thing as vegetarian beef jerky. If there's no beef in it, then it's not beef jerky. Just, let's be real. All right? Cut the crap. Don't call it beef jerky if it's vegetarian, because there's no beef in it. So it cannot be beef jerky. Plain and simple. The only thing good at Olive Garden is a salad, bread, and a zuppa soup. They have some soup there, and I never know what it is. I always have to look at the menu because I only go to Olive Garden like once every 10 years. LOL Bob, it's not a big thing in Sweden. Maybe they just don't know about it. Maybe I need to go to Sweden, get my 55-gallon duffel bag, fill it all up with beef jerky, and maybe I need to introduce beef jerky to Sweden. Maybe I'll be the one. Have you tried gator jerky? I've never had gator anything. Google it. I don't need to Google anything. If it has the word vegetarian in it, I don't need to Google it. Nothing personal. Just not interested. Definitely have to try it. When you doing a video on that Thai crab? I don't know. It probably won't be in a video until I do like a fish room. I probably won't do a dedicated video to it. You'll probably see it when I eventually do a fish room tour video. Hater. Not to the hips. I know. Not to the hips. Oh, man. How many people can I make angry in one live stream? Bring your dogs and a ton of beef jerky. Is that even possible? I don't know how I would get 3 dogs. Some airlines allow you to take 1 dog on the flight. Some of them allow you to obviously put them in a crate and ship them down below. Some species are not allowed, like short snouted dogs are not allowed. So I don't think my pit bull would be allowed. And it has to do with them not being able to breathe at higher elevations. Plus, I feel like dogs get abused by the airport workers, like just thrown around. Like if they treat the dogs like they do their luggage. Whew. Plus, I don't even know. Let's just see. That'd be like a 26-hour flight, I feel. I wish I could take my dogs everywhere. Okay. Oh, that's only a 12-hour flight. Interesting. That's a lot closer than I thought. Bob, don't be modest. We know you fly private. I don't fly private, but I do fly first class. So seriously, who is the extraterrestrial artist? Bob Lazar. For some reason, it's not focusing now, but that is Bob Lazar. If any airline person treated my dogs with any less than they would treat a human, I'd lose it. Yeah, I mean, just go online. There's so many horror stories about people putting their dogs on in crates and putting them down below, like just how they get just banged around and knocked around, and they get like just the worst stories you could ever imagine. We can rent a boat for the dogs. So you want me to get on a boat and go? Man, I would have to go all the way south, around South America, across the Atlantic Ocean. That would be so fun. Oh man, can you imagine that? That would be amazing. Oh man, that'd be awesome. First class, what are you, royalty? No, I just know how to game the system. I have Alaska. I only fly Alaska Air because I have their system like down to a science on how to get free upgrades. And I can't tell you the last time I flew and didn't get free first class upgrade. I know exactly the right time to go and talk to the people. Dragon Lair, my Python buddy. We got any babies yet, my friend? We got any eggs? I got him. Finally got him. Almost 3 hours of trying to catch him now. That's so annoying. Oh man, I feel your pain, Blue Water Jim. I feel your pain. I need dogs and beef jerky. You need some Swedish nature. You do have some amazing hikes over there. That is definitely true. I want to go hiking in Sweden. I want to go hiking in Iceland. I want to go hiking in Ireland. I want to go hiking in New Zealand. I want to go hiking in Antarctica. Like Buenos Aires, that would, like Chile, Argentina. I'd love to go hiking there. So many places I want to go hiking. Bob, you're just a smooth talker. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Or I don't know. Are you serious? Or are you making fun of my stuttering? Because I do stutter a lot. Dragon Lair, talk dirty. What? Fixing to put them back together as it's breeding season for Papuans. Bob, awesome. Awesome. Are you a Kevin, Bob? I don't know what that means. Like Kevin from The Office? I probably have some resemblance to Kevin from The Office. That's the only Kevin Bacon. I do like Kevin Bacon, but he's got bacon in his name, so... Just avoid the licorice if you go to... I don't really care about licorice anyways. Bacon is really good, Zen. It's my weakness. Bacon is so good. I'm not really big on pork, but bacon and sausage, whew, that's some good stuff. Bob, I used to fly at least every other week for work. Almost always got upgraded to first class, even on Delta. Whew, and those guys are like Nazis. Many thousands of miles. So Kevin is a Karen. I thought Craig. I thought Greg's were the male version. Craig or Greg's. I always heard the term "don't be a Craig," so Craig. I thought Craig's were the male Karens. I don't know. I've also heard Kens being the male Karens, and then I heard that you're not supposed to use the word Karen anymore because it's incredibly offensive to people named Karen. I can't keep up with all the rules. Seems like they change every day. LOL, Kevin from The Office. He's one of my favorite. Kevin and Creed. I love those dudes. Kevin, Creed, Stanley, all dudes like I'd want to hang out with in real life. Last time I flew on Delta, it was only $30 to upgrade to first class. That's because their first class is like coach on any other airline. I'm just kidding. I've only flown Delta once and it was the worst. When you started the stream, was that a Holly and Michael reference? Oh, Holly, a hologram. My first class experience was on a military charter flight, and I had to load all the bags for everyone. That doesn't sound like first class. That sounds like the exact opposite of first class. I wouldn't consider first class being the guy that has to load everyone's luggage. I like it, Kevin. Where did the term Karen come from anyways? Anyone know how it started? Karen's name Karen can sit in their shame. I don't know. Like, if Bob was that, like, the male version of Karen and I was a Bob, like, I would carry that with a badge of honor. I don't know. I thought Kyle was a male Karen. See, who knows? I don't think there's, like, a standard. Karen is definitely the standard from the female side, but I don't think there's a standard. But what do I know? Isn't Darren a Karen? Now we got a Darren in here. Man, it's all over the place. I don't know, how do we streamline this? First class was the reward for volunteering to load them. Oh, well, that makes way more sense. Okay. Okay. No, Kyle is not a milk. Kyle, you're in all caps. You're kind of looking like a Karen right now, buddy. My Aunt Karen started it. That's funny. Oh, man. Kyle is a male version of Karen since 2006. Kyle ain't no dummy. Jim sounds more like a male Karen. Is this what the stream has come to? How many people are watching this train wreck right now? Oh, I don't even have it up on my stream. Oh wait, 150 people watching this. What's wrong with you people? Good night. We call male Karens Kyle in Australia. So it could be a geographical thing then, huh? Oh yeah, Debbie Downers. Good point, Debbie. Hey, I spent years as Debbie Downer. Glad someone else is on deck, right? Maybe it's like a, I vote for a third hour. I wish. I just don't have time. Yeah, I cannot ignore the dogs for another hour. But you will get a second stream now every week with the members only stream. I'm not yelling when I capitalize. I just say I'm not using caps. I'm just holding down the shift key. But Australia doesn't count. Any reviews on the Wet Spot Tropical Shop? I wasn't fully listening earlier, but I really want a few of their epistogrammas. You'll get really nice fish and get really fair shipping prices. I cannot say anything negative about their fish. I can say I don't like their website. I don't like that they don't have a cart. I don't like that they'll have something listed on their website and then you call them or email them to buy it. They'll charge you for it, and then when it comes to shipping, they'll be like, "Oh, we don't have those," and you're like, "What?" So there's just some stuff I don't like, but their fish are some of the best fish you're gonna find for like a large retailer, I guess. I'm not gonna say the best fish, but I will say the best variety of fish is what I meant to say. I really have had to ask for the manager once in my life. I've had to do it on the phone. I've had to ask for like supervisors on the phone, but I don't know if I've ever had to do it in person. Rob Dyerdick, Ron Dyer something on ridiculousness. Calls them Jeff, as in, all right, Jeff. Ridiculousness. Oh, is that show with that girl that just laughs non-stop? I think I watched that once and I was like, good Lord, shut up. I think that's the show. Y'all can suck it. I was named after a Barry Manilow song, and everyone apparently knows Mandy. Are there any Sloopies in the world? I feel like I've never met a Sloopy. Like, I just remember that, like, Hang On Sloopy, that song from, like, the 30s. Hang on, Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Is Sloopy supposed to be the name of someone? I don't know why I just thought about that, but... Ruben said, this is my weekly social interaction, Bob. I wouldn't miss it. It's mine, too. Oh, man. Having been in retail for 50 years, I can spot a female, male Karen as soon as they walk in the door. Yeah, I did 10 years in retail, and it is. You can tell by their look. You can tell by how they walk. Like, just, yeah, they're so easy to spot, man. I'm right there with you. Yes, that show is unwatchable. I find most things on MTV, granted, I haven't had cable in years, but most things on MTV, it's like you get 5 minutes of show and then 6 minutes of commercial. And then 5 minutes of the show and 6 minutes of the commercial. And the shows are awful to begin with. Lisa's probably mad because I'm crapping on her favorite show. I gotta make sure. I'm gonna double check. Ridiculousness. Oh man. Oh yeah. I can see, like, in the thumbnail is the girl, like, laughing, and it's like nails on a chalkboard. Whew. Oof, that laugh. It's Snoopy. I don't think it's Snoopy. Sloopy was the name of the girl. Yeah, has anyone ever met a girl named Sloopy? Or a guy for that matter? Sloopy? No, it's Sloopy by the McCoys. Yeah. Hang on, Sloopy. Sloopy, hang on. What fish store did y'all just say? Was it Coast Gem USA? Coast Gem USA, I think, is Betta's. They're talking about wet spot tropical fish in Portland, Oregon. I think. At least that's what I assumed. When your customer service rep has a thick accent and you ask for a manager and it's a person with a thicker accent, Karen mode activated. Luckily, depending on who you're calling, there's certain tricks you can get to make sure your phone doesn't go out of country. And luckily, I know those tricks. The Snoopy version came out later as a... I didn't even know there was a Snoopy version. Ken B, hello. Hello, friend. Friendo. What's wrong with her laugh, Bob? Judgy much? I'm not judging her. I'm just saying her laugh is like nails on a chalkboard. That's just science. There's no judgment. The McCoy saying Sloopy. Rick Derringer was the lead singer. It came out in 1964. It's definitely Sloopy. Like, Snoopy might be like a Weird Al spinoff, but Sloopy is definitely the song. Who knew such a question would spark such a debate? Look at all this activity in chat now. That's all it took. Sloopy. That's it. My user engagement is going through the roof right now. All over a song. Not even fish related. Who knew that was a secret? LOL, I was wrong. Too funny. Not a great pet name either way. Snoopy. I'm going to start naming my animals after other animals. So my next dog I get, I'm going to name it like Cheetah. I don't know. Anteater. My next dog's name is going to be Anteater. The Beach Boys song I was thinking of is Sloop B. I mean, you can't go wrong with Beach Boys. Beach Boys in the summer when you're driving down the road in your convertible, it doesn't get much better than that. Jake's Aquatic World says, "What has this turned into?" I don't know, Jake. I mean, I'm just along for the ride. The viewers drive the show. I'm just here for the ride. Riding in my convertible with the top down, listening to Beach Boys. I haven't even paid the phone bill in 300 years. We're going to party like it's 1899. No, name your next dog Dog. I already had a dog named Dog, so I can't do that again. We had a dog named D-O-G. D-O-G, and people would always ask, how do you spell that? D-O-G? Duh. That was a really cool dog, D-O-G. My sister has a cat named Bjorn, Bear. I feel like Bear is pretty popular for a dog name. Name it Doge. My black throat is Ronnie James. Ooh, two first names. You know, they say never trust someone whose last name is also a first name. Interesting. My brother named his dog Homie, and it's pretty great. Guess I arrived just in time for the weird stuff. Hello, everyone. Right, yeah, right there. I'm being summoned to run for the wife. Thanks, Bob. Later, I'll see you later, Danikin. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out. I appreciate it. Always good seeing you. I have a dog named Ruby, Wednesday after Wednesday Adams, and a dog named Catfish. True story. Did you get catfished? When you went to pick up your dog, was it supposed to be, I don't know, like a Great Dane, and you got a Chihuahua, and you were like, oh, I got to name you Catfish now because I just got catfished. And I feel like Wednesday is probably the day you picked up that dog. So you're like, boy, gotta think of a name. You know what? It's Wednesday. Let's name it Wednesday. I get it. Like Ronnie James. Bob, that's a good plot twist. Good plot twist. Oh, we have a fish comment. Matt Dawson, welcome. I'm 6 months into the hobby, and I'm on my 4th tank. I want 3 more, but wife doesn't want me to get more. Even nano tanks. I need my fix. There are so many fish I want. Welcome to the hobby, my friend. I think we've all been there. You just got to say, look, I can either get another fish tank to occupy my time, or I could go out to the bars where there's women, and who knows what's going to happen, or I could stay at home with this new fish tank, spending weeks setting it up, getting it aquascaped, buying fish for it. You know, I think fish is the better option for our relationship. Some solid life advice right there. And name a snake Snakehead. My dog's name is Gigi. Gigi. My last cat was Mikey Sunshine. He was a ginger tomcat. My dad has a cat named Cat. My boxer pit mix is named Meatball. That's a really good one. I like that. Oh, Meatball's a really good name. Name a dog Dogfish, a rabbit Rabbitfish, and a cat Catfish. Catfish is a pit mix with extra wide set googly eyes like a catfish. You should buy googly eyes, like big 1-inch googly eyes from Amazon, and put it on your dogs. It is the funniest thing in the world. My cat is named Doug. I am also a very big fan of just like first names, or like naming your pets just like the most common first name ever. Like, this is my dog. His name's Mike Crapbag. Or Doug. This is Doug. Oh, this is Norm. My dog Norm. Our flower horn is named Taz. Compromise. I bought my wife a cricket machine, and now she's too busy crafting to notice the new tanks. I don't know what that is. Cricket. What about rubber foam mats for under the aquarium? If you think it's necessary, maybe if you have like a rimless aquarium, I would do foam or rubber under it. But if they have the trim around it, I wouldn't worry about it. I choose fish. Fish. Uh-oh. We are empty. We are putting a lid on this stream. Cry cut? How do you know everything, Zen? Zen, I want to meet you in real life. Because seriously, I don't know how you know everything. It's freaking ridiculous. I feel like Rico San is another one of those people that just know everything. I don't know how. But I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. You didn't say her name correct. It's Gigi. Well, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, so that's why I didn't. And is the first name not pronounced? Every time I've seen Gigi, it's pronounced Gigi. Or Gigli, Giggly, or what was that stupid Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez movie? Giggly, Ted. This is Ted, my dog Ted. My dog Ted. My girlfriend named her dog Honey, but didn't think I'd have to say, honey, please stop sniffing that woman's butthole. Jeez, Dolbeck Aqua Design. Jeez. You ever do a spider plant out of the top of an aquarium instead of pothos? Yes. I can't grow pothos for the life of me. I have done spider plant, although I think it's... Well, I mean, pothos is too, but is spider plant poisonous to cats? I don't remember. I mean, I don't have cats, so I don't have to worry about it, but I feel like that always comes up. But yeah, I've had great success growing spider plant. It grows super fast. I love doing it in tanks that are up tall because it'll just climb all the way to the bottom. Super awesome. I have a dwarf gourami called Egg. That's pretty good. Name your dogs after fish names. So I tend to name. Now we're going completely in a different direction. Like if I'm playing a game where you have to like name your character, then I'll name them after rainbow fish. Like I have a character called Pseudomogul. The feral cat I fed is Kitty Kitty, maybe Ariel or Todd when I get it fixed. It's all useless Jeopardy information that I retain. Nothing useful. She's French. She didn't know honey also meant your significant other in English. Oh, I could see that. Does Maricin kill your cycle? I've never used Maricin. Maricin 2 kills everything, right? Is it Maricin 2? I don't think Maricin. I have used Maricin, and I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's an interesting noise. I don't think it's dosed enough to kill your entire cycle. I need a Betta named Swim Shady. Oh man, is it gonna be like a 50-year-old Betta with dyed bleached blonde hair? I didn't even think Mr. Steenfott knew who I was. What are you talking about, Rico San? I just feel like anytime I'm lurking. And I lurk a lot. And somebody asks like some random question, like you're always just there answering it. And first of all, you're in everyone's live stream, so of course they know who you are. But I just feel like all the random questions, I feel like you're always the one that's just answering it. Like you don't even have to look anything up. It's just like, oh yeah, that's he was the singer from this band in the 40s, and he used to stay at this hotel in Kansas. I don't know. That part I'm making up, but you know what I mean. Our cat is called Ubuntu. That is awesome. He's about 18 now. So my question is, do you actually use Ubuntu? You don't come across a lot of people that use Ubuntu. I have Ubuntu on a laptop. That's a good one, Swim Shady. I'm the Swim Shady. All the other Swim Shadies, I don't know. That was terrible. Thanks for the entertainment and knowledge. Hopefully, probably a good mixture of both, but I don't know about the knowledge part. Do you have a preference between General Cure or Paracleanse? My go-to is definitely General Cure. I have Paracleanse now, and I've used it. I don't know that I can pick one or the other. The problem is I've used General Cure for like decades, and I've used Paracleanse maybe 6 times. So like I'm always going to gravitate towards General Cure just because that's what I know. My daughter named her koi Betta Post Malone. Post Malone. My favorite Post Malone song is the Oregon Trail song. I have a Betta named Slim Shady. You use Ubuntu for a decade or so, but it's been quite a while. I have a laptop with Ubuntu, which is my favorite by far. I mean, way better than Windows, obviously anything, and way better than anything Apple produces. But I really like Mint too. I don't know if you ever got into Mint. General Cure and Paracleanse have the same ingredients at the same dosage. There you go. So Paracleanse is basically Fritz's version of General Cure. Am I right? I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I might be right. Whose scape is in the thumbnail? Looks familiar. George Farmer. Is it your scape? That would be so funny. I pulled this. Where did I get this from? Where did I get this scape from? I'll tell you where it came from right now. Maybe if I can pull the site back up. Nope. Maybe it's in Chrome. Maybe it's in Chrome. Here we go. I got it off a wallpaper site. Wallpapercave.com. Wallpapercave.com. There's a section for fish. And it says they're copyright free, but if that is your copyrighted photo, I apologize, my friend. George, hey, nice to see you. Hi, George. How many Cataluas you have? Like the dog? George Farmer in the house. Whoa, it's late. My 5-gallon is called the Elysian Grove. I probably pronounced that wrong. Is George here? He was here. George Farmer, I completely blame you and your beautiful tanks for getting me back into this hobby a few years back. Thank you. SC Good Dogs. I did use Mint, and I would never guessed you were a Linux guy. Yeah, when I went through college, that's all we used was Linux. And I couldn't believe, like, when I first started using Linux, I was like, are you kidding me? You can do all this crap, and it's all free? Like, I got a free Photoshop. Like, there's just so much, there's so many positives about Linux. There's negatives too, obviously, like gaming, but Linux was really fun, and learning Linux taught me way more about Windows than any Windows class I ever took, which is kind of weird, but we've got Mint on 2 household computers. Yep. I was lucky enough to meet Lisa and MedCow this weekend. I heard. All right, anyways, I really got to go. We've gone a little extra. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I want to thank all the mods, everyone for coming out and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. I just wish I could buy my future Swim Shady from you. Your bettas are so beautiful. Bob just basically said, back in my day, favorite Anubias. Easy Anubias cophifolia has always been my favorite, and always will be. I just really love the wrinkled leaves. Anyway, so thanks everyone for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thanks Lily for becoming a member. Thanks to everyone who super chatted, and especially all the lurkers, subscribers, members. You're all great. And holy smokes, excuse me, my NAS uses Linux. And what? All right. Thanks. Great stream. Till next time. Yes, I hope to see you all next Monday. We will be here. Same bat channel, same bat time. And members, I will see you this weekend.